ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Hari Om, salutations to all. So we are seeing this Kaivalya Upanishad and the process of contemplation we saw on the formless truth, then the process of Saguna Sakar, contemplation on the form, and that same truth is everywhere. And it was said the result of this vision that Bhagavan alone pervades everywhere, truth alone pervades, self alone is. 9th and 10th, we saw that what is the vision of this enlightened master was explained. One sees the self in all and all in the self, meaning absolute oneness. And it's the only way to realize the truth. Sampashyan Brahma Paramam Yati Nanyena Hetuna. Now, how will this vision of oneness arise? So, the 11th mantra speaks about the Arani-manthana, the Vedic way of producing fire. So, we had seen that video also. So, two cups, one cup which is a wooden cup facing downwards and one cup facing upwards. There is a rod in between. So the rod is held by the two cups and one does the churning. So the rope is tied to the wooden rod again and the churning happens. Actually, when they do the churning, they will keep chanting Hare Ram, or some mantras they will chant. And as they do the churning, sparks of fire will come out. There are twigs, cotton, many things kept nearby that will catch those, and that fire is then used to light in the homakunda, in the kitchen, various places. So this process of creating fire is a natural process where the unmanifest fire which is in the wood will become manifest. The chemicals and other things are not used. Here, that analogy is given to say that the fire of knowledge will destroy the bondage. Atmanamaranim kritva pranavam chottaraaranim jnana nirmathanabhyasat pasham dahati panditaha. So panditaha. Pandita, when we say, the meaning that comes to our mind, the picture that comes to our mind is somebody who is a ritualist. Panditji, who does puja, who goes to the temple, or who is a priest in the temple, who does rites, rituals, arti. We call him for any specific ritual to be done at home, Pandit. Or sometimes one uses the word Pandit. In the earlier days, it was Pandit was a great title also, and somebody who is a very wise, learned scholar is given the upadhi of Pandit. What does Pandit mean in Vedanta? In the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, Shankaracharya ji says, Panda Atma Vishaya Buddhi Yasya Asti Sa Panditaha. One who knows that my nature is the self, Atma Vishaya Buddhi, that person is a Pandit. It's a completely exalted meaning of the word Pandit. A realized being is called Pandit. So we have to know that very clearly. Otherwise, all these words, Pandit, Bhakta, Guru, they have such great meanings and they indicate such exalted states and people who have discovered those states. And today these are used for not only ordinary expressions, but many times it is used to even ridicule, condemn, or look down upon. We have to revive, ensure that we know the deeper meaning of this and use this appropriately. Otherwise, nowadays people say, anybody who gives a little bit of advice, they say, हाँ पंडित जी आपका ज्ञान अपने पास रखो. Pandita means Panda Atma Vishaya Buddhi Yasya, who has the clarity and who has that conviction, I am Brahman, my nature is Atma, I am not this body, mind, intellect. That person is called Pandit. So Pasham Dahati Panditaha. Bondage is burnt by this Pandit. What is that bondage? Pasha literally means a noose, rope with which one is tied. So Pasham Dahati Panditaha means that what is binding us? Obviously, physically, we are not being bound. And we are not speaking of the physical fire here to burn any physical bondage. The knots of the heart, they are the bondage. Avidya, Kama, and Karma. These are the three. Technically, we call Hridaya Granthi, knots of the heart, because of which one is not able to realize one's nature as the self. So, Pandit is one who has burnt those. By burning, do they have to burn all the three? Avidya, Kama, and Karma, meanings no desires have to be burnt and karma also has to be burnt. Avidya has to be destroyed with knowledge. Once avidya is destroyed, the false notion that I am the BMI will go. Desire automatically will disappear. There is no more any desire that I want this, then I will be more happier. One experiences infinite bliss. There is no question of any desire arising then. And karma will also get destroyed. Does it mean that why? Because desire is not there. Does it mean that person only sits and does nothing, unproductive? No, there is no personal desire, there is no selfish desire, there is nothing to achieve or lose. One is secured, centered, aware, I'm pure consciousness. Whatever as per prarabdha, the body has to exhaust its prarabdha, it will continue to exhaust. Ishvara has to use this body for anything Ishvara will use. The individual has no more that false sense of identification that I am this, and the consequent incompleteness and the desire, that whole cycle is gone. And when we burn something, it is destroyed, it is reduced to ashes. Once again, it won't be recreated. That's the beauty of the analogy of burning. If it is burnt, it will become ash, finished. Now I can't recreate that. Pasham dahati, the pasha is burnt, it will not again come back. If one has attained this knowledge, one will not again fall into the realm of ignorance that I am this jiva. It is not now and then that it will happen. that I can stay steady in realization, and then again I think I am the body. In the process of sadhana, that may happen, but once that process is done, the fire is produced, the knowledge has removed the ignorance, there is no more coming back into the realm of ignorance. And here, actual fire will be there, which actually is created, and then it is utilized for various things. In Vedanta, the fire of knowledge is not to burn avidya, which is real. It is to realize that avidya never existed. My nature was Brahman. Some maya, I come to think that I am this body, mind, and intellect. Otherwise, it is not real. That realization that avidya is not there, it is not real, and and all its effects are also not real. There is no rope, there is no snake there. That knowledge will free the person from all the fears of the snake. There is only a rope, harmless, lying there just as it is. But if I don't see that clearly, now I think there is a snake. Now ignorance of the rope has created that illusion that there is a snake. Now that snake has bit me and I'm going to